Tonight on SCTV3, find out how first-year students are adjusting to life on a college campus.
Plus, we take a closer look at intramural sports and why so many students become involved in the program.
All that and more tonight on SCTV3. Hello and welcome to SCTV3 Weekly News. I'm Sam Paul.
And I'm River Mitchell. Thank you for joining us.
Intramural sports are a staple of the competitive atmosphere on campus. Some choose to compete to stay fit, take a break from academic work, or make new friends. SCTV3's Dante Iafredi took a closer look at the intramural program and what it has to offer.
The intramural program at Springfield College is one of the most popular programs on campus. With many individual sports and programs available, students participating in intramural sports enjoy taking a break from academic work, making new friends, competing in a friendly atmosphere, and most importantly, staying fit.
I play intramural sports because I enjoy getting my exercise in every day. I love playing sports throughout high school, and not really good enough to play on the teams here, so it's nice to get out and play with friends and make friends.
I play intramurals because I peaked in high school, and I just miss playing sports with the guys, and it's I miss high school though, because I peaked. It's alright though. It's fun. It's always a good time.
Many don't know the difference between club sports and intramurals. As for the club sports program, they offer 15 more competitive recreational sports, also practice more, and they compete against local and regional teams. But if you're looking to just play intramurals and learn more, there's only one person who can tell you everything you need to know.
Hey guys, my name's Colleen and I am the GA of Intramurals. So to sign up for Intramurals, you're going to go on to IM Leagues. You'll create an account using your school email, and from there you are able to see all the listings for the sports. After Halloween, we're going to have basketball and volleyball, so it's a great way to get involved, get out of the classroom, less stress, and yeah.
As somebody who has participated in intramural basketball and intramural flag football, it is a great opportunity to not only make friends, but get out and just enjoy nature. Reporting for SCTV3, I'm Dante Iafredi.
The window for fall 2024 Springfield College Laurels submission have opened. The Laurels highlight achievements from Springfield College students, faculty, and staff. Published biannually, Laurels recognizes a variety of accomplishments, including presentations, publications, and awards. People can also be featured for research they've done and grants they've received. Entries should be submitted the past tense and follow the guidelines on the Laurels page on the Springfield College website. Laurels are seen as an exciting way to bring attention to the successions of others on campus.
What we want to do is encourage students, faculty, and staff to think about things that they've done, again, outside of their regular responsibilities, and it's a way to tout what they've done. Frankly, it's like a little bit of bragging in a fun way.
Submissions are due by Monday, October 21st. Any interested can reach out to Judith Kelleher at jkelleher2@springfieldcollege.edu with any questions.
The YMCA Club held a 5K run on Alden Street this past Saturday. The event was in collaboration with the Counseling Center in order to raise awareness about suicide. Runners wrote messages on a board and the names of people in their lives who have been impacted by suicide. The race's path stretched from Lot 19 down Alden Street and around the outdoor track, and then behind the field house returning back to the start. Students could either choose to walk or run, and some completed the loop multiple times. To encourage turnout, sports teams were offered an ice cream party for the team that had the most participants. The run was organized in accordance to Suicide Prevention Month, and organizers encouraged anyone who's struggling to contact the Counseling Center.
The Pride Pantry has once again returned to campus and serves as an additional food resource for students. Located on the main floor of the Flynn Campus Union, right across from the Career Center, the pantry was recently renamed after former Provost Mary Ann Coughlin. The pantry offers non-perishable food items and personal care products to all students in a safe and welcoming environment. Each student is allowed one bag of groceries a week and can either shop in person or order online. It receives donations every week from the Food Recovery Network and from much of the campus community. The pantry introduced new hours this year, now open Mondays from 3 to 6 p.m., Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Wednesdays from 1 to 3 p.m., and Fridays from noon to 2 p.m.
Construction has been taking place in front of Alumni Hall. Springfield College Facilities Management Team has been working on fixing 2 steam lines on the left side of Alumni Hall. The steam lines supply heat to nearby buildings and are in need of some maintenance. The Director of Facilities Management, Kevin Roy, says the work being done to the lines should be completed by October 15th. The repairs will ensure the buildings have comfortable temperatures for the upcoming winter months. Students are being advised to stay clear of the working zone during the day.
This Tuesday, Springfield College hosted Fresh Check Day on the Naismith Green. Fresh Check Day, an annual event for Springfield College, is about bringing awareness to mental health promotion and suicide prevention. The Green was covered with interactive booths centered around different types of mental health struggles. Students who managed to visit every booth received a stamp card that was traded in for a savory snow cone. The booths were hosted by various mental health resources on campus, such as Minds in Motion and the Counseling Center. Melaine Taub, a counselor for Springfield College, spoke about how important Fresh Check Day is.
So Fresh Check Day is an opportunity for our students to connect with each other and also to check in with themselves about how they're doing, and really gives our students an opportunity to connect with each other and connect with themselves.
For those who are struggling or know someone that is, the Counseling Center can be reached at 413-748-3345 and is open from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. We now send it over to Caleb Knowles in Studio Beat with our local and national weather update. Caleb?
Thank you. It's hard to believe it's already October and the fall weather is upon us. Tomorrow will start us with a beautiful October day, with the temperature reaching a height of 76 degrees. The weekend will start with some scattered showers but conclude with mostly sunny skies on Sunday. Expect cooler temperatures to begin next week, with highs only reaching the mid-60s. Next week will begin with rain and wind following crisp fall air. The weekly forecast concludes in nice fashion on Wednesday, with the sun peeking through some clouds. I recommend bringing an umbrella and a rain jacket with you if you are planning on enjoying the outdoors this week. Now, as we shift over to the national weather headlines, authorities are still dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, which devastates areas of the South last week. While the physical storm itself has dissipated, the aftermath of the hurricane has affected millions of people across the southeast United States. With widespread power outages, flash floods, and gallons of water from the rain, many parts of the South have been impacted. The death toll is now sitting at about 182 and rising. Search and rescue efforts are still being made. The storm washed out roads as well, causing landslides across areas of North Carolina and Georgia, leaving millions of people without power or cell service. Organizations like the American Red Cross and AmeriCares are leading fundraising programs to help the affected states. Back to you guys in Studio A.
Thank you, Caleb. After the break, we talked to Library Services faculty member Mackenzie Dunn about her role in connecting the library to the campus at large.
Oh, Vanessa. You gonna text her back?
Nope. I'm high. I'm gonna hit the treadmill.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
We need to go meet the guys. I'm lit. Can you drive?
Nope. I'm high. How about they come over?
Where?
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
The Harold C. Smith Learning Commons, also known as the library, is one of the most useful buildings on campus for students, as the building serves as a great area to study for exams or do homework. However, many people are unaware of some of the services the library offers to aid students in their academic journey. I sat down with Assistant Director for Research and Access in Library Services, Mackenzie Dunn, to discuss how students can use the library to their full advantage.
I'm Mackenzie Dunn, and I am the Assistant Director for Research and Access in Library Services. It covers a lot of things because Library Services does a ton of stuff on campus, but I work with students. I try to reach out to faculty to see what kind of resources they need, both for their own research and for their classes. So my liaison areas are visual and performing arts, literature, writing, and journalism, humanities and social sciences, as well as the first year honors program, the honors program and the first year seminar, so Springfield College seminar. So those are my areas. So we subscribe to a ton of databases, which are really useful. So if your faculty are telling you you need to use scholarly sources, you need to use a peer-reviewed article for this, we subscribe to a lot. We have the Communication and Mass Media Complete database, which has a lot of articles in communications. We have a lot of actual media sources like the New York Times, Washington Post, Wall Street Journal, all of those kind of newspaper sources where you're seeing what's going on. As librarians, we're looking for like what resources could we subscribe to or purchase that would be most useful for our students, given like the majors that we have on campus and what students and faculty are interested in. And we try to get stuff that will give you the best boost in your research. We have a database called eBook Central, which has hundreds of thousands of ebooks, and we actually have several other databases that have like pockets of ebooks here and there. And I think students sometimes are thinking, I don't want to read a whole book for my research, but like book chapters for academic work is great. And we have, literally hundreds of thousands of ebooks available that you could find a relevant chapter or section, and that's like a great source to use. Another specific database that I think people should know about is called Statista. This is great for business, for marketing, for any kind of research that you might need any kind of data. I mean, even for something like sociology where you need some demographic data, it's pulling in data and statistics from tons of different sources and putting these really like nice charts together for you. So it's really useful if you need something for like presentation that you're doing. It's really useful for getting, if you're like, I need some data and some stats to like back up my points. Statista is a really good one. I love that, and I think this is probably a cliche answer, but like every day is different because I'm working with students and faculty on different things. So like every part of the semester is different depending on what kind of assignments are coming up and what kind of like wacky research questions people have. It's really fun to get an email from a student or get a research appointment from a student where they're like, I'm studying this and I like have no idea where to start. And I'm like, cool, I've never heard of that. Let's figure it out. And then let's figure out which library resources will be the best for it. So getting to dip into everyone else's research and figure out how to point people in the right direction is very satisfying. I love cooking and baking. I am really bad at gardening, but I have like a pretty big yard, so I'm trying to be good at gardening. I'm really enjoying being outdoors right now. The weather's been perfect, so just kind of getting out there, taking a walk, reading books. I know it's a librarian answer, but I'm in like 2 different book clubs, so I'm always reading a book.
If you have any more questions for Mackenzie about services the library offers, you can email her at mdunn5@springfieldcollege.edu.
A musical group called Alosh performed in the Marsh Memorial Chapel on Tuesday night. Alosh consists of 3 master throat singers, a distinct style of vocal performance native to parts of Inner Asia. The group originates from a tiny republic nation of Tuva, but has performed in the US for over a decade. The unique performers were able to showcase low guttural sounds and high-pitched notes at the same time. They also used traditional Tuvan instruments that were made entirely of wood. The organizer of the concert, Christopher Gagne, says an understanding of different cultures through music is important for local communities.
Yeah, I mean, I think, everything that you hear as part of the series will hopefully be new. Like, so I think most people, even if you're familiar with throat singing, never heard it like that. It's pretty rare to know anything about Tuvan culture, but to get like some, really up close personal experience with the music of that culture, I think is very unique.
Gagne says the spring concert, although not yet announced, will feature another diverse musical act.
And now we will take a look at some national headlines. New York City Mayor Eric Adams, the first sitting mayor in the city's history to be indicted while in office. This past week, Adams, who served as the city's 110th mayor since January of 2022, now faces 5 charges, with some dating back to over a decade. Adams and his lawyers have denied that he will step aside at any point, with the mayor saying he looks forward to defending himself. SCTV3's Nick Pantages has the story.
The indictment of Eric Adams was a monumental day in the history of New York City. Adams faced 5 charges related to bribery, wire fraud, and soliciting campaign contributions from foreign nationals. Despite this, from the day he was indicted on the 25th of September, Adams has vowed that he will not step aside and he can fight the charges while serving his mayoral duties.
But the reality is, it's not about quitting. It's about stepping up and continue to deliver for the city. Because if I send the wrong message to New Yorkers that tough times mean you disappear or you abdicate your responsibility, that's the wrong message. I've done nothing wrong. Time will prove that. And people will look back on this moment and say, we're glad we gave this mayor the opportunity to do the work he's doing.
Adams has not had a popular tenure as mayor, as according to a New York Times poll in 2022, he had an approval rating around 28%. This may be a reason why many New York residents are in favor of Adams resigning. Even for some that do support Adams, it may simply be too much to be the mayor of New York City while fighting charges of this magnitude.
But the issue is that he needs, in his own words, to use every ounce of his strength and his spirit to fight these charges. And it's just humanly impossible to do that at the same time as running the largest city in the nation.
The investigation kicked off in the summer of 2021. Specifically, Adams was alleged to have taken improper benefits from the Turkish government. 5 members of Adams' administration have stepped down in the last month, including Police Commissioner Edward Cabin, Chief Counsel Lisa Zornberg, Health Commissioner Ashwin Vasan, School Chancellor David Banks, and as of Monday, Public Safety Senior Advisor Tim Pearson. A prosecutor said other charges are, quote, likely to be added. Reporting for SCTV3, I'm Nick Pantages.
Adams appeared in federal court on Wednesday as a number of prominent New York politicians like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are calling for him to resign.
Tensions continue to rise in the Middle East this week as Israel fights the Iranian militant group Hezbollah. Iran says the attacks are in response to last week's Israeli airstrike, which killed Hezbollah's Secretary General. However, the fighting has now expanded into Lebanon, leaving those in the area in fear of a regional war. I have you with the details. President Biden is in talks with other G7 world leaders this week to coordinate a response to Iran's attack on Israel. On Tuesday, Iranian forces fired an estimated 180 ballistic missiles at Israel in response to last week's killing of Hezbollah militant leader Hassan Nasrallah. President Biden condemned the Iranian offensive, calling the attack, quote, way off board.
We're working on a joint statement all of us agree on, but all 7 of us agree that they have a right to respond, but they should respond in proportion.
The G7 response, Biden says, will include new Iranian sanctions. While Biden reiterated the United States' full support of Israel, he also discouraged a retaliation strike on Iranian nuclear sites. Against Biden's wishes, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has promised a response against Iran and has already began limited ground incursions into Lebanon, targeting the Iran-backed Hezbollah militia.
So the president made very clear what we do not support. I think beyond that, we will continue to discuss with Israel what the shape of their response will be. I'm not going to air all of those discussions privately, but we have made very clear that this was an unprecedented escalation by Iran. Israel has a right to respond to it, and we'll discuss that response with them.
Until this morning, Israel's Lebanese incursion was confined to areas near the border. Israel has now ordered the evacuation of towns north of the United Nations neutral buffer zone in southern Lebanon, likely signaling a wider offensive.
Republican candidate J.D. Vance and Democratic candidate Tim Walz faced off in the first and most likely only vice presidential debate on Tuesday night. They clashed over pressing issues like abortion rights and immigration, but also found common ground on certain topics like housing. SCTV3's Emma Bynes has the recap.
In a breath of fresh air for audiences, J.D. Vance and Tim Walz held a mostly civil debate, tackling topics such as gun violence, abortion issues, and immigration.
At school, and we know, unfortunately, that a lot of kids are going to experience this terrible epidemic of gun violence. And of course, our hearts go out to the families that are affected by this terrible stuff, and we do have to do better. And I think that Governor Walz and I actually probably agree that we need to do better on this. The question is just how do we actually do it?
J.D. Vance attacked Walz on the fact that the Biden-Harris administration had failed to combat immigration. He focused on an increase in housing prices due to the influx of illegal immigrants.
People that I'm most worried about in Springfield, Ohio, are the American citizens who have had their lives destroyed by Kamala Harris's open border.
Walz attacked Vance on a lack of accountability for January 6th.
Did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future. Did Kamala Harris censor Americans from speaking their mind in the wake of the 2020 COVID situation?
That is a damning non-answer.
Has she?
A CBS News poll found that viewers claimed the debate was generally positive. 42% of viewers said that Vance won, while 41% claimed that Waltz was the winner. The rest said that it was a tie. Reporting for SCTV3, I'm Emma Vines.
After the debate, both Vance and Walz were back on the campaign trails in important battleground states, with Election Day a little over a month away.
When we come back, see how first-year students are adjusting to college life 1 month into the school year.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
Come on, Jules, spot me on this last one. There it is. Keep going with it. Leo.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
College can be a difficult transition period for first-year students. We are now a full month into the school year, and SCTV3's Morgan Barboza went around campus asking first-year students how they've adjusted to college life, some of the challenges they've faced, and what they're excited about for the future.
We are officially 1 month into school, so I went around campus asking freshmen how they've adjusted so far here at Springfield College.
It's been really good. I felt very welcome here by everyone, and I really like the environment here. My favorite part so far is definitely the people I've met and the connections I've made.
My first month on Springfield College's campus has been wonderful. I made a lot of new friends and really found my way into a routine that I can follow, and that works for me to excel in all my classes and still enjoy my free time.
Yeah, definitely been a big adjustment from like high school, like all on my own. So I gotta, be able to tell myself that I can't go do X, Y, Z because I have to do homework or study for an exam. But it's been a lot of fun. So.
My favorite part is definitely the people. I like because you can interact with everyone. Everyone holds the door for everyone. Everyone smiles, says hello, even if you don't know someone. It's super easy to make friends, and everyone's super nice, basically.
Exactly what he said. Shout out Townhouse 14.
My first month on campus has been very fun. I've been meeting a lot of new people. My classes are really good. I did join CAB, the Campus Activity Board. And then I also want to join Minds Evolution. I haven't been to any meetings yet, but I'm trying to go.
It's been pretty good. I've enjoyed my time. I've had a lot of fun with classes and making new friends and all that.
Yeah, I've made a lot of friends, and I like my classes.
Probably the community and the people. Everyone's just been really nice, and I just like how everyone is friendly, and no matter what, if you're sitting alone, someone will come and sit with you. It's just great. It's just, no one's alone.
Yeah, I agree with Cody. And I love how people just smile at you and say hi.
It's been really good. I've made some great friends. Everyone's been really welcoming, and I've met a lot of the track team. Track and athletics is really demanding because we're not even in season yet, but it's been hard learning time management, but we've been doing really good, and I've been focusing a lot on academics, but as well as the team.
With freshmen still adjusting to college, I think they have a great year ahead of them. Reporting for SCTV3, I'm Morgan Barboza.
So, River, how do you remember your first year on campus?
Yeah, I remember it very vividly, honestly. Very terrifying. I mean, I remember the day that my parents dropped me off, and it wasn't easy, but once I got settled in, I really started to enjoy college, so it's been great so far.
Yeah.
Now we send it over to Caitlin Kupiak with SCTV3 Sports Extra, your home for all things Pride Athletics.
Don't forget to join us every Thursday for weekly news.
Same time.
Same place.
This Saturday, Springfield College football welcomes WPI to town for a matchup that dates all the way back to 1902. The Pride have won 34 of the last 39 matchups, and the Engineers are 3-1 as Springfield is 4-0. Fans should be anticipating a great battle between two teams with such rich history. Both teams are also undefeated so far in conference play, and looking to continue their hot starts to the season. Game time is at noon Saturday at Stagg Field on the campus of Springfield College, live on Flow Sports.
Welcome to this week's edition of SCTV3 Sports Extra. I'm Caitlin Kupiak, bringing you coverage on all things Springfield athletics. The women's volleyball team was swept in their game against number 6 MIT on Saturday. This game stood as a big test to the Pride as MIT reverse swept them in the NEWMAC Championship last year. In the first, MIT took the lead with Springfield just behind. As the set progressed, the Engineers started to pry away and took advantage of 6 Pride errors, winning the first set 25-14. Springfield saw better results in sets 2 and 3, bursting out to a hot start in each. This momentum didn't last for long as the Pride sizzled out and let the Engineers win both sets. The Pride were able to bounce back Tuesday night when they beat Clark 3-2. The Springfield College Pride men's soccer team took 3-2-3 Clark University on Saturday and won 3-1. The Pride were looking for their second straight win in NEWMAC play against Clark. It was a slow start for Springfield as Clark dominated the time of possession and offensively. The Pride only produced 1 shot on goal. Coming into the second half, the Pride looked to change that quickly as Connor Policarpio scored on a penalty kick in the 48th minute. It was 2-1 late in the fourth when Policarpio struck again for his second goal of the afternoon, his 4th of the year, to lead the Pride to their 3rd win of the season. The Pride played Mount St. Vincent and lost in a close 2-1 match, moving their record to 3-5-1. Springfield College women's tennis fell to Colby Sawyer on Wednesday 4-3. The Pride won the doubles point as they took home each of the first 2 doubles matches. It looked like Springfield had a shot to win as the single action progressed, as Pride split the first 4 single matches and needed 1 win just to secure one of the last 2 to secure the victory. However, Colby Sawyer took home both of the final matches with Maria Espesino Lopez and Avery Nielsen earning the wins for the Chargers. The Pride will be back on the court Tuesday when they host Endicott at 3:30 p.m. This past week, I took a break from the studio and went around campus to chat with athletes about the stories behind their jersey numbers.
I'm Craig Connell. I'm a junior. I play on the football team here. So I wear number 56 now. I used to wear number 87, but I got my position changed, so I had to wear 56 now. My 2 best friends growing up both wore 56 at home, so I had a limit of range where I could pick my number. So I chose 56, thinking of them. So shout out to those guys. 56 my number now.
Hi, my name is Emily Keaveney. I'm a junior on the women's volleyball team, and I wear number 4 because, I don't know, I've always worn number 4, and my birthday's the 4th of July.
I'm Ethan Wieslow. I'm a senior on the men's volleyball team, and I picked number 13 because it was my dad's number.
I'm Chris Rouleau. I'm also a senior on the men's volleyball team, and I chose number 11 because I just wore it my whole life growing up. It was my favorite baseball player back then, so yeah.
I'm Molly Collins. I'm a senior on the field hockey team, and I'm number 17. I picked 17 because my freshman year, there were really only like 3 number options. But then I was pretty happy with my freshman year season, and I'm a really superstitious person. So I decided to keep 17 and keep going with it.
Hi, my name's Harry Stratton. I'm a freshman on the rugby team. This past week I wore number 5 because in rugby it's dependent on what position you play. So I was playing lock, which is number 5. But in the past I've played number 13. But it's fun. I don't know. It's good.
My name's Cameron. I'm a senior on the field hockey team.
I'm Emma. I'm a senior on the lacrosse team.
I picked the number 18 because I was number 10 in high school, and I just thought 18 was 10 with a belt, and it was it was also one of my brother's numbers in high school, so I just thought to carry on the tradition.
I also was number 10 in high school. Wasn't an option. So I have a thing with even numbers. I really like even numbers. And my number is 25, which isn't an even number, but I justified it because 25 is like a quarter of 100. And now I kind of bang with 25. So it works. I grew into it.
Those are definitely some fun and meaningful insights as to why Springfield athletes wear their numbers with pride. That's going to be it for this week's edition of SCTV3 Sports Extra. Tune in next week for more sports coverage.